So does anybody know what kind of name we give that sequence, that recursive formula? Shifted geometric. So it's a special recursive formula because we are multiplying here. This set of parentheses is multiplying every term. And then over here, we're adding to every term. So it's got a little bit of geometric and it's got a little bit of arithmetic in it, right? So I just want you to partner up if you'd like, or go ahead and fill in some of these blanks. But Gwen's employer offers an investment plan that invests a portion of each paycheck before taxes are deducted. So the situation is, this is an investment plan, recursive formula. So just read this little blurb here and see if you can figure out what's happening with that shifted geometric as far as the questions are asking here. Just see if you can fill it in quickly. Just to fill in the correct information, the plan has a fixed interest rate of what? Where would it?
4.75%.
Right. Right here, remember, is the decimal. So if you take a percent and divide by 100, you get the decimal. If you have the decimal and you multiply by 100%, you'll get back to the actual percent. So move the decimal to the right 4, and it's 4.75%. Somebody else, how many times are they compounding the money? How many times in a year are they calculating your interest?
Is it 52?
So what happens 52 times in a year?
They take that percentage.
Compounded what? What do you call that? 52 times a year is compounded
Bi-weekly.
weekly. So if you see a problem and it says your money is being compounded weekly, they are doing it 52 times in 1 year. Initially, how much money is she putting in initially?
$10.
Right? U sub 0. That is a starting value. Then you would calculate her money the first week, second week, or whatever. So $10 to start the account, and then how much per week? Because they're calculating interest 52 times in a year, she will be investing this $10 52 times per year, right? So that's an additional $10 each week. What term of the sequence would show her balance after 2 years? What will her balance be at that time? So we're going to let this run for 2 years. So, what?
104.
How did you get 104?
Well, after 2 years, there's 52 weeks in a year. So times that by 2.
So 52 weeks in the first year, another 52 weeks in the second year. So we're looking for U104. This is definitely one of those problems that I do not want to enter it into the calculator, right? And hit enter, 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 enter. That would take too long, and most likely you're going to end up reporting the 102nd or the 105th or 106th. It's too hard. So when we go to our calculator, we're going to use the, remember, if you've switched out again, go to mode, right here. Mode, go down, slide over to sequence. We want to enter a sequence into there. And now when you hit the Y equals button, that takes us to this screen. N, where are the subscripts starting? They start with the 0 term. So we need to make sure our N is set at 0. N is set at 0. Then the third thing down here is what is U sub 0? So I need to come down to this one, type in 10, and hit enter. Remember the squiggly brackets will come up on the calculator by itself. Now if you've been entering some of these in, I would never delete the UN minus 1. I'd leave it in there. You know you're going to use UN minus 1. But to get the U is second 7. Then you hit the parentheses. Then your variable button, because you switch the modes, it's no longer X. It's the N. So all I'm going to do is slide over here. And then I'm going to delete all this stuff. So in these parentheses, we can type in the 1 plus 0.0475 divide by 12, just like you see on your packet. Close it, plus an additional 10. So then I'm going to hit second window to go to my table set. And I'm going to type in 104, and then second graph, which takes me to the actual table, and we'll be able to see our answer. Calculator's making those calculations, so it takes a while. I'm going to highlight the actual answer, so at the bottom I can see the full decimal, and that's how much money she'd have in her account after those 2 years. So $1298.72.
Get my computer back today sometime.
Nice.
Alright, see ya.
Okay.
Bye. See you in a little while.
How much?
This song came back to the couch.
How much money did she invest?
A lot.
$10.
$10 plus
Plus 10 every week.
$520 in the first year, right? An additional $10 per week plus
1,040.
So how much?
1,040. Oh, 1,050.
So you can see how much money she's making in her interest.
Quite a bit.
Pretty good deal. And again, as a, if this was some employer type benefit, most likely as you start to make more money, you'll put more than $10 in every week, and slowly, maybe you get more interest. You can see how your money would grow for retirement.
You do it?
No, I'm not gonna redo it, but I'm gonna just go back, thanks to my wonderful Awake first hour class. They let me make this mistake. I'm just gonna make sure I give you guys credit for the mistake.
You're the one who put it in the
I know who put it in.
You're the teacher, right?
Yeah, I make mistakes. So right here, for whatever reason, I typed in 12. 12 would be for what? Monthly. Should be 52, so this needs to be a 5.
Nice try.
So now, part of the reason or part of the problem with it is, when I went out to 104 for week or for the monthly, I mean I did almost 10 years. So now now we can go to table, it's making its calculations,
Right there.
and now I can slide over and highlight this to get the full 1101.48. 1101.48. Okay? So type it in exactly as you see it up there. Thank you.
Target.
So, if a Visa card bill indicates that I have a balance of $536, the card has an annual interest rate of 14.99%. the minimum payment on this balance is $13. What will the monthly interest rate be? What's the monthly interest rate? So we want to leave it in the percent for this one. This question is interest rate.
1.25.
So 14.99 divided by 12 is 1.25.
Please stab.
249. 1666.
Hey,
I want the
comment
1.24 916, something like that.
No,
Yeah.
no,
No,
right,
we
that-
not young,
I would carry, if you're doing a problem like this, I would carry at least the 3 decimal places. Because with the money, we're gonna carry, 2 decimal places. So we wanna be as accurate as we can. If you rounded it off to 0.125, it can make a pretty significant difference in this problem. So,
2 cents.
1.24916%. That's how much interest they're gonna charge you per month. So on $100, they're gonna charge you about $1.25 in interest, okay? Every month. So, write a recursive rule to calculate the amount you owe after n months. Assume you're going to make the minimum payment. So we're gonna write a shifted geometric because we're gonna make a payment. So where's our starting value?
21?
The $536. I'm gonna pause it. You write out your shifted geometric, and then we'll see what you get. One plus. Now, here's where some of you will do things differently. I'm just gonna type it in as 0.1499 divided by 12 minus the $13 monthly payment. Some of you might have taken the 1.2 and just put it in there.
Can you do that? Just do the 1.2?
You can, but then you're running the risk of rounding inside your problem, right? So that's why if you just type it in as the percent divided by 12, the calculator does it will carry all the decimals that are there. So how much will you still owe after making 12 payments? So we're gonna do this for 1 year. So I'm gonna use this feature. Hitting it 12 times, probably on an exam you could count 12 and be accurate, but I'm gonna put it in so we can take a look. So 1 plus 0.1499 divided by 12, parentheses, minus 13.
That's exactly what I thought.
And what happens here? This is 536. Is that where the balance started? So we're gonna let this run for 1 year, 12 payments. So I go second, table set, 12. Go to my table. My balance is $454.93. $454.93. Now, what's 12 times 13? 12 times 13. What?
156.
156. So if I take my 536 minus 156, 0, 38. Right? Right? I sent them $156 right? And so a lot of people think their balance should be down to 180, but that interest is working against you. So every time you send in a payment, part of your payment is going towards paying off interest. So they're gonna pay that off first, then whatever's left over goes towards taking your account down or your balance down, right? So some people think when they make the minimum payment that they'll be done faster, but it takes a while.